guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you all are having a lovely day today. So today we are back at the channel with another speed build, and we are creating a home in Sulani. So this is Sulani, and this is on a 30 by 40 sized lot, and I'm creating a house for the Let's Build Sulani series. As you all know, I'm trying to recreate every world that we have in the Sims universe. So of course Sulani is one of them. I've already done a few houses in Sulani which I will be adding to that world, but this lot I've actually never built on, so I didn't have a house to include in the save. So I thought, let's start with this one and let's do something that is a mix between traditional and modern, because I definitely do feel that a traditional vibed house would look amazing here, but because we have a lot of modern houses already surrounding the entire Sulani world or neighborhood, I thought let's do something infused with modern. So we have a modern extension on the side with a nice large sunroof, and then some modern looking elements like the defense and such that I also think looks really nice with this build. So overall, I'm loving this house, definitely right up my alley. And I'm hoping that you all are gonna enjoy this home as well. So this house is gonna have 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. There will be a living, kitchen, and dining. Of course, the dining room is actually outside, or not really outside, it's inside, but also outside, because we have these very large windows that came with Sulani with no glass in it, so they are fully open. I also add in a glass ceiling there, so it feels like you're sitting outside but still covered and protected by the elements, which I think is really nice. So yeah, like I said, living, kitchen, dining. There's also an attic with very large windows, as you can see, and that is where the master bedroom is gonna come. I also add in a basement. Yes, this house actually has a basement, and in the basement I add in a fitness area, a sauna, laundry room. There is a little shower area and locker room, and also an area for your Sims to watch movies. No, it's not a full-on indoor cinema. It's more of a second living room with a very large television that I added in downstairs, but still looks really nice, and I think you all are gonna love this home. It has this luxury feeling that I always try to achieve in my houses, and I think all of your rich Sims would love to live here. Or maybe you can use this as a vacation home. That is actually how I'm playing with this house. So I usually play with my Sim self family. I just love playing with them, and I love playtesting houses. And for me, in my storyline, they're actually on vacation in Sulani, and of course mommy and daddy own a property there, because who wants a rental, right? No, we want to own houses. So yeah, they own their own little beachfront home, and they're having tons of fun. So what I also decided to add in was a natural pond. This is definitely inspired by the natural swimming pool that I created in my LA mansion. I will be linking that video here up in the screen if you haven't seen that. It's a really good build. I loved that house. Fitted in perfect with Del Sol Valley, but that really gave me the idea to do another one here in Sulani, because the swimming pool felt so boring for this lot. So we're going with a natural pool, but this time I do spice up the pool a little bit. So I don't do just water. I actually add in some coral and some fish tanks so that you can have live swimming fish in there if you want to. So the fish tanks are not functional, or they are functional, but you do need to fill in your fish yourself. So you need to take out the tanks, fill it with fish, then place them back in the swimming pool, and then you have fish floating around everywhere. Sadly, the fish didn't transfer with putting them on the gallery, and I actually got the tip for the fish and the coral from one of the most amazing simmers out there, Leo Freezer Bunny. Freezer Bunny created this gorgeous underwater underwater house and an underwater tiny home. And he actually added in live fish when he did his tiny home. And I was like, starstruck. I was like, genius, Leo. That's just genius. I love it so much. And yeah, thank you for giving me the inspiration to spice off my natural pond a bit. Yeah, it's just so much fun. So thank you for that tip, and also for the coral, because I don't know, I never added in. I did add in like shrubs and such inside of my lakes. I did a lake house like way back. I will link that here up in the screen as well. And I did landscape the pool there with shrubs, and then I think I used the Get to Work alien plants to make it more lively. But I totally forgot that we've gotten coral with Sulani, or I would have done an underwater house way sooner. So yeah, on my list, an underwater home, definitely inspired by all these amazing simmers that already did underwater homes. But yeah, on my list. So yeah, anyways, the house is taking shape. I'm just adding in some coral right now. I changed the windows, as you all saw. At first I had these very large modern looking windows at the back and on the sides, but it just really didn't look right, so I added in just some normal windows from Seasons, and then here doing another large piece of coral. I like it. I mean, I keep it really simple. I don't go overboard. This is a man-made natural pond, like my husband used to make them. My husband used to make natural swimming ponds here in Belgium, but not tropical ones, just normal ones, with normal not Belgian fish, but they were for koi carpers. So you could have your koi carpers in your pond and then also swim in it. That's the whole idea. He created those. And I feel like having something in your Sims as that is just really nice and luxurious. I always wished I had one in real life. Sadly, our backyard is too small. We actually measured it, and we could fit in a natural pond if I really wanted it, but it would take away from my garden shed, and I really want a very nice large garden shed and a patio area connected to that, and then maybe a hot tub and a tiny swimming pool. And if I would add in all those things inside my backyard, my natural pond wouldn't fit. And those things I really do want. I want my swimming pool, I want my hot tub, I want my nice large patio deck at the front and at the back of my garden, and I also want that garden shed for all my junk that I don't want in my house. So yeah, sadly no natural pond for me, but maybe later when I'm older and we're gonna move again, maybe I'm gonna buy something with more land. I don't know, but for now it's fine. So yeah, anyways, the kitchen is taking shape. I'm loving this kitchen. It's very large, definitely an oversized kitchen, but I like it. So I added in a coffee nook on the left side with a breakfast table here in the corner. I was debating on using tiny living furnishing, but it doesn't fit it in with the kitchen aesthetic. So I'm gonna go with, I think I'm gonna go with Jungle Adventure. Oh no, I'm going with Get Famous. With that blue Get Famous color chair. Looks really nice. Yeah, I almost forgot it, but it looks really nice. I'm using the large circular table from Jungle Adventure, and that really created this really nice, gorgeous breakfast nook, which I enjoyed. And then we have a coffee table or a coffee counter there on the wall. Of course, I needed a coffee counter. If I had the space, I would have had a coffee counter here in this house. I do have a little island, and I actually have my coffee machine on my island. Or not, it's not really an island, it's a peninsula. How do you call it? It's an island attached to the wall. So it's not a full island that you can walk around, but you have access from 3 sides. So we actually have a power socket in the wall where I connected my coffee machine, my Dolce Gusto. I love Dolce Gusto. So yeah, I connected my coffee machine there. And then I have these IKEA jars, see-through IKEA jars with all my coffees. So I have caramel, latte macchiato caramel, normal macchiatos, I have cappuccino, and I have also a jar with normal espresso coffee. So 4 jars, and then every day I can choose whatever I want to drink. So that's just fun, and it looks really nice. It's aesthetically pleasing to have these see-through jars and then my coffee machine there. So yeah, I had that idea for my Sims as well, to have their own little coffee nook. So we also have a back deck area. The deck is a bit small, I am aware, but I didn't want to make it larger because then the backyard would feel really claustrophobic. So it's just a nice tiny deck, an extension of your kitchen. So if you don't want to sit in the breakfast nook with your coffee and you don't want to sit in the dining area, you can sit here. We have a gorgeous, how do you call it again? A corner? Yeah, a corner sofa. That's it, right? Yeah, so we have a gorgeous corner sofa on the right, and then on the left side, at nighttime, I added in a bubble blower. So when the kids go to sleep, your Sims can bubble blow there and look at the gorgeous view that Sulani has to offer. So loving that. So here I added in a bar. There are 2 bars and 2 world globe bars in total in this home. So 4 places for your Sims to liquor up and enjoy their life, which is awesome. So I'm adding in a world globe right here on the front patio area. And the front patio is more for entertaining guests. I am adding in a large white-winged piano. Loving that. My Sim self is actually practicing a lot on the piano because why not? We have a piano, we should use it. I also add in a tiny little office here on the back of the house. Just a tiny one. We didn't need a very overly large office because, like I said, I'm using this more as a vacation home, but if your Sims are gonna live here, they have a separate office. I am going with 2 office areas, so 1 office, but then 2 functions. At this side, we have a normal computer for homework, for doing your, I don't know, your thesis for university. And then on this side, we have a desk for doing YouTube videos because why not? Everyone wants to be a YouTuber, right? Or just doing it as fun, really. And in the Sims game, we actually have our own little video making desk. So if you want to make some hard cash with that, with your stay-at-home mom or whatever, you can do that there in that little office area. So here, just changing around the entry hall a little bit, it felt a bit disjoint, and where I originally had the bathroom, it just didn't work for me because I'm adding in a basement. So the bathroom I added in the corner here. We're just having a little seating area. There is a ottoman for your Sim to maybe sit, take off their shoes before going inside the living room. Very important. If you go in my home, my real life house, shoes are not allowed. I think having shoes on in your home is just nasty. You walk everywhere with your shoes. I mean, you don't know what you have on underneath your shoes. So I don't like it when people keep their shoes on in my home. I always have slippers for my guests, so when they do take off their shoes and they don't want to walk around on their socks, I have slippers for them to use, so guest slippers, and you can actually buy those at IKEA for just $2.99 or something. They're really inexpensive. I've bought them at work. There are white and there are gray ones, and yeah, they just really are cute, and it gives more of a a posh feeling. So no, I've thought about my guests when they walk in. So yeah, I think that these Sims would also do that. Take off their shoes in the hallway, put them away in the closet, and then they will walk into the living room. So for the living room, I'm going with very soft pinky colors, combining them with white and gray walls, and I'm keeping the color palette very neutral in the house. I do have a little pop of color in the kitchen with the kitchen chairs. So the chairs are blue. I also have a blue pop of color in the office area with the shiplap that came with Sulani, or island living. But overall, the palette downstairs is very neutral and soothing. And that is how I like my real life homes as well. Very neutral with tiny pops of color here and there so that you feel at home and comfortable. Because if all of your walls are bright and bright colored, I feel that your walls are screaming and I wouldn't feel at ease in my own house. And that is also something that I think about when I'm doing my Sims homes. I try to really balance the neutral with little pops of color, and aesthetically I think that is the most pleasing for the eye. So here adding in a tiny rug underneath the ottoman, just zhuzhing up this area right there to make it look a bit nicer. Also adding in more modern railings to the staircase, just to emphasize this is a modern and traditional build. And then here heading over into the master bedroom. So the master bedroom is upstairs in the attic space, and usually I don't do my master bedrooms here when I'm using this technique with the roofing. But for this house I thought it was perfect because we have these very large kind of windows looking out the sea, and it was just perfect for my sim family. I would definitely see my sim self taking the attic for that gorgeous view, and because this attic was really large I could create a separate kind of changing area, a sleeping area, and there's even a cute little ottoman overlooking the ocean. So I see my Sims sitting here with a drink because there is a world globe. They're sitting here overwatching the sunset. My Sim self and my Sim husband just being romantic together in the bedroom. And you never know, and one thing might lead to another, and boom, we will have another baby. But yeah, that's what I think about when I create these bedrooms. What would I like? What would I do with my sim self, or even with myself? What would I like in real life? And that is what I was thinking about when I was furnishing this bedroom. So of course I needed to add in a vanity table. I have a vanity in my real life house, and I find it fun playing with the vanity table. I don't know, do you guys still use the vanity in The Sims? If you have, of course, that pack Vintage Glamour, because that is where the table came with, the vanity. But if you have that pack, let me know. Do you still play with the vanity? I do every sim day. I would make my sim put on makeup and then get ready for her day and then actually go to work. Some days I don't really get to do that because we are running out of time, but I do try to make a routine for my Sims, and that is one of the routines that I have for my Sim self. Put on makeup before you go out the door. That's just something I find fun. So let me know, what do you do with the vanity table? So here we have the nursery or toddler bedroom. I mean, it's not really a nursery because I didn't add in a bassinet because there wasn't that much space, but you could convert this into the nursery, so you can add a bassinet. There is a little area where I add in a bookcase that you can maybe move and have a bassinet and the toddler bed. So this could definitely function as the nursery. But what I love about this room is the colors. I'm going with this neutral color palette, and I'm here for it. Definitely a bit too neutral for my Sadie, but she loves that flooring that we've gotten from university. It's so good. I love the hexagon pattern, and then all of the colors are right up my alley. But this one with the very soft pink color and then the soft grays and whites are just perfect. So I knew I needed to use it somewhere. So here doing a kids bedroom. For the kids bedroom, I'm going with a more of a darker palette this time. Usually I go with very bright colored kids bedrooms, but this time I wanted to do something very dark and I don't know, a bit more mature, really, although it's still a kid's bedroom. I wanted to feel that you could use it either for a teen or a kid if you really wanted to. I do add in some toys for a kid. There are some projects for a kid. So maybe this is more of a growing room for a kid into a teen. Yeah, you can see it as that. But yeah, definitely loving the darker color with the little pop of bright orange and yellow in the rug. I think it's really successful. Definitely not a color palette that I use often with the yellows, but I do really like it. I do really like it. So yeah, that's a really nice looking bedroom. So what else do we need to furnish? Oh, we still need to furnish the other bedroom because there are 4 bedrooms and this is the third one. So the next bedroom that we're gonna work on is the teen girls bedroom right here. I'm going with very girly colors because when I was furnishing this one, I actually was thinking about what would I like when I was a teenager. And this is definitely colors that I used to use when I was a teenager. I had bold pinks, bold blues, greens and such, a real mismatch of colors. So I did try to unify the colors a bit better than I did when I was a teen. And I think it looks amazing. I love the combination of the rug with the bed, and then you have the suitcase side table. Really nice. And then this sim, she actually wants to be a music producer when she grows up, or maybe even an artist. That's why we have the music station from Get Famous in the bedroom. And I also added a guitar so that she could make music on her guitar, maybe like, a little bit of a Taylor Swift fan, maybe. So yeah, she could make music there and work on her up and coming career, maybe have mom managing her a little bit. And I also gave her own private little balcony for relaxing and painting and just being her. So here we are furnishing the final area of the house, and that's the basement. So in the basement, I decided to add in a laundry room. The laundry room is really spacious. There's a washer, there's a dryer, enough space for your Sims to route. I also add all the laundry baskets here in this room because I like to have the laundry baskets together so that your Sims doesn't need to go into every bedroom to do laundry. No, it's all downstairs. Maybe magically they have a laundry chute going through the house and they just throw it there and it all lands in these baskets in the basement. So here I'm doing bathrooms. The bathrooms are essential for the gym. I added in a gym. There's a gym in the very left corner. I add in all the equipment that you need. So there's a treadmill, there's a boxing ball or whatever you call it. And there's also a machine to work on your abs or your muscles. And because working out is very tense, I also added in a sauna for your Sims to relax and soften the muscles again, and maybe also some sauna woohoo, because you all know I love a good sauna woohoo. So I also added that in for that. So I love this area here. There is gonna be a little area in the middle that I didn't know what to do with it. So you have the middle area where the staircase comes down, and I decided to make that a second living room and add in a television. So there will be a large television from Get Famous. I do scale it down by 1 because it was a tiny bit too big, but if you scaled it down by 1, it fitted in perfectly with the wall. And then I do imagine my Sim self and maybe my Sim husband sitting there watching some horror movies because I love a good scary movie. My husband hates them. I just live for them. Every scary movie ever I think I've seen. When there is a scary movie in the cinema, I always go. So we went to the the Annabelle trilogy marathon. That was so much fun. Me and my oldest daughter, we went to see it. Both of them in a marathon. We have seen Death Note. Oh my gosh, what have we seen recently? We also started watching all of the as all of the old zombie movies, so the ones in like 2000, 2002, 3, 4, you know, back in the day when zombie movies came out, we also restarted watching those. So now we are watching 28 Days Later, and rewatching that actually made me feel old because back then that was like a classic, a very good zombie movie. But now it was kind of boring. I was like, when does the action happen? This is not gory enough. Yeah, times definitely did change. But Selena actually loved the movie 28 Days Later. And this weekend we're gonna watch 28 weeks later, which I think is actually better. So yeah. This is what we are doing. So here, just doing the bathrooms, and then we are done with the build. So I'm hoping that you all enjoyed this voiceover, this video, and of course the house. If you want to download it, go to the gallery under my origin, LoveSimplySim. And if you've liked the video, don't forget to leave your likes. Very important that you do. And yeah, that's basically it. So if you liked the video, liked what you're seeing, and you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. It means a lot, and hit the notification bell so that you would never ever miss a video of mine. So that's it, you guys. I'm hoping that you all are having a lovely day wherever you are, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.